I'm Molly and welcome to my channel, Everyday Gymnastics. If you're new here, please click the red subscribe button down below. And now I'm going to get into this video. So today I'm going to talk about a major problem in the sport of gymnastics. Most of you probably know about it, and that is mental blocks. So I have tips and advice to share with you for how to keep strong mental toughness and also how to overcome a mental block if you're currently fighting one or if you're going to get one soon, because I know we're probably learning a lot of new and scary skills right now. But hopefully you can try out these tips and hopefully they do help you stay strong. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I'm just going to start off with some general tips I have, which the first one is to just put positivity all over everything. So, for example, in my room, I have quotes that I love plastered everywhere, on my desk, on my wall, in journals, like everywhere I see, including my phone, because seeing those will keep your mood uplifted and it will keep you feeling inspired and powerful and like you're able to do things, which is exactly the attitude that you need to conquer your skills. So if you see these inspirational words on a daily basis and kind of ingrain them into your character, then when you go to face some hard skills in gymnastics, you will have these inspirational and happy thoughts in your head and you will feel a little bit stronger. Whereas if you never see anything motivational or happy, then you're not going to have anything to kind of lift you up. So you can keep these inspirational words in the back of your head, and when you're having problems at practice, just think of how empowered you feel when you read the words and kind of just tell yourself those words over and over again in hopes it'll give you a little boost of inspiration. So the next step after you have these positive vibes around your room or on your phone, wherever you're going to be looking, is to start believing them and practicing whatever these things inspire you to do. So for example, I have a quote that says never, never, never give up, and that is something that you need to do when conquering your mental blocks. So when I had a mental block on my flyaway dismount on bars, and you guys can probably relate, I wanted it so bad, but I literally felt like I couldn't. I would be so hyped up, then it would be my turn, and I just didn't let go of the bar. So I had to convince myself and trick myself into knowing that I could do it, if that makes sense. So I had this journal. It's called the 5-Minute Journal, and every day it asks you, I'm grateful for, what would make today great, and daily affirmations, and you do those in the morning, and then at night you answer 3 amazing things that happened today and how could I have made today better. So I picked out a few pages from when I was having my flyaway mental block, and under daily affirmations I wrote day after day after day. I'm going to read some of these. I am brave and can do anything. I am brave and fearless and I can do anything. I am confident. I am brave and strong and will let go on my flyaway. I am confident. I am brave and will go big at practice. I am brave, focused, and will do anything and everything at practice. This went on for weeks, and you can see the repetition. It might sound kind of annoying, but I literally nailed that into my head that I was brave and I would let go of the bar. And what do you know, a few weeks later, I was over my dismount mental block. So you can try that every morning when you wake up. Write down, I will let go of my flyaway, or I will tumble today. Whatever you need help getting over, that is something that you can do. And as you're writing it, you're going to visualize the skill in your head. So I would write down, I am brave, and I would feel the courage. And I would say, I'm confident, I would feel the confidence, and then I would say, I will let go of my flyaway, and I will see in my head, you can close your eyes and see yourself doing the skill. And if you can't see yourself doing the skill in your head, just envision someone else doing the skill. So if your teammate has a really nice skill of what you're stuck on, imagine them doing that and then transfer that into your own body. Something similar to writing down daily affirmations is that you can listen to someone else kind of encourage you and convince you that you can do your skill. So there's probably a bunch of these throughout YouTube. I can look for some and link them below. But I found, actually my mom found this one website, I think it was something to do with Gym Motivator, I actually have no idea, but I'll link it below and put the name here. and you have to buy a few of the recordings if you want to listen to them, but it's kind of like a hypnosis kind of thing, and the guy is just talking for a few minutes and hyping you up. There's some that will motivate you, some that you listen to as you fall asleep, just all this different kinds of things, and it really can get into your head if you listen to it repeatedly. This is kind of random, but one of the things that really registered with me as the guy was speaking on the tape is that when you're confronting a new skill or a scary skill, don't look at it as an issue and something that you can't do and you're gonna mess up on. Look at it as a challenge. So for example, at practice, if I was doing a skill I was scared of, I'd say, okay, let's look at this as a challenge and see if I can do it. If I don't do it, I failed at the challenge and I'll just keep working on it. But if I do it, I beat the challenge. And it doesn't sound that good now that I say it out loud, but in my head, I felt really good about just approaching things like they were a challenge. So this next tip is actually something that I just thought of, and I just made this jar for my friend for her graduation present because she just graduated high school. But what I did was I put on the lid quotes, sayings, and reminders, and basically just wrote down, there's probably like 100 or a little less than 100 quotes, sayings, and reminders in here. So if she ever needs a boost, she can open up the jar, pick out a piece of paper, and maybe it'll make her feel motivated or smile. So this is just a gift from my friend, but I was thinking that if you feel like you'd like something like this in your room, you can totally do that. And each day when you're trying to beat a mental block, just take a paper out, read it out loud. If it specifically is helping you, you can post it up on the wall. And you can also do this with affirmations, so maybe have like 10 papers in here, like I am confident, I am brave, I am fearless, I can do this. And then each morning just pick out one, read it to yourself, that will be your affirmation for the day, and then put it back in and just rotate. So that was just a thought that I had. Alright, so my last section of advice comes from this paper, which actually hangs in my room, and it says mental toughness at the top. And I made this when I was having some mental issues, and I just really wanted to get empowered and inspired to do it. So the first section on this paper is keep calm, and it's really important to stay focused, and you can do that by staying calm. So the first thing's pretty obvious, it's deep breathing, so just take 15 seconds if you're feeling kind of worked up, and breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and then breathe out for 4 seconds. You can do that a few times, and just taking a minute to do this may seem kind of annoying in the minute or like you're wasting time, but if it centers you and calms you down to have an effective rest of practice, then I think it's a win. Next is called the 5 senses. So I usually do this at competition when I'm really nervous, but we're just standing there as the national anthem goes on. So you can think of your 5 senses. So touch is the one sense, so you can say, okay, what am I feeling right now? And for example, you feel your feet on the gymnastics floor. Then you can say, okay, what am I hearing? I'm hearing breathing of other gymnasts. What am I smelling? I smell chalk or sweat. And you can just do that, and it'll kind of take you out of the moment and just focus on your body and what you're feeling at the moment. You can also pick one sense, so say I pick touch, and you can say, okay, what are 5 things that I'm feeling right now? My feet on the gymnastics floor, my legs touching each other, the arm of my teammate, etc. Okay, this next one is one of my favorites. So I named it the color spotter, and this is something that you can do if you're getting really scared or even just annoyed. Especially do this if you think you're about to start crying, but basically it's your turn, everyone's waiting for you to go, and you know that you're not gonna do a good skill if you're all crying. Pick a color that you can look around really fast, under 30 seconds, and find 5 or 10 things in your gym of that color. So I'll be standing at the end of the vault runway and I say, okay, quick, blue. And and I have to find 10 things around the gym that are blue. And it's really easy. Blue is a color that's everywhere in most gyms, so if you pick that, you'll be done within 10 seconds or less. And by the time you're finished with that, your tears are going to be gone and you're just going to have been distracted, and now you're focused and ready to go. So it sounds kind of crazy and like it's not going to work, but I highly recommend that you try it. Also, if you have a little bit more time, it's not like your turn, then I'd say pick a color that's a little bit more rare in your gym, because then you can take like a minute to center yourself. And it's pretty simple, but it is so good. It's one of my favorite things to do. The last thing I have under Keep Calm is called Imagine. So I like to hear advice from my teammates a lot. They help me a bunch. They always know the right thing to say. But if it's one of those days where you literally can't do anything and you just need to talk to your teammates the whole time, you might feel bad that you're distracting them from their own thing, and you don't want them to resent you or anything. Not that they're going to resent you, but sometimes you just feel like you're distracting them. So you're gonna imagine what your teammate would say to you, because usually they probably say the same thing every time. So just look at one of your teammates, say, okay, I'm talking to her right now, and think of what she'd say and just tell yourself, because you just need to hear it. It doesn't matter who it comes from. But if you know what they're gonna say, just say it to yourself. And also, if you're saying it to yourself, then you can add in whatever you know will make you feel good. So basically, act like you're talking to another person and have them give you the best advice possible, but you're just talking to yourself. So yes, my favorite part of this paper was the first 4 things that I just explained under Keep Calm. They're just kind of unique, but the rest of the stuff on here I'll go through, but you may already know about it. So under positivity, I just have 3 positives, and we usually look at the negative things, what happened and what went badly at practice, what we don't like about ourselves, etc. So you just want to try and shift your mindset into acknowledging the positives as well. So after practice, say what are 3 good things that happened this practice, or just what are 3 good things that you like about yourself. Just make that positivity kind of come into your daily life. Under stick-to-itiveness, I have set mini goals. It's kind of hard to just say, okay, I'm just gonna get my double back. You want to kind of make mini benchmarks, so say, by this date, I want to have my double back onto 1 mat in the pit. By this date, I want to go for it on the floor. By this date, I want it without a spot. And it'll help you out, and it'll make your goal reaching a lot better. Also, this helps when you have a mental block. Make an agenda before you start practicing. So think about what you're going to do today, or tell your coach or your teammate what you want to do today, and they can hold you accountable, because it's easy to avoid something, but if you decide that you're gonna do a certain skill that day, just stick to it, and it's gonna make everything a lot better, because avoiding is something that can very easily happen, and it a lot of times will just make your mental block that much worse. The last section, I just have do not give up, and under there, it's kind of random, but I have acknowledge strengths and weaknesses. So like I said before, we usually point out the negatives and we acknowledge our weaknesses, but you want to think about your strength too, because that will help you grow in your confidence and courage. So that is all the tips that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that this video is helpful to you, because I know how frustrating mental blocks can be. And this stuff, it did work for me, so I'd suggest trying out as much as you want and seeing what works for you, because it can't hurt you, you know? You might as well try and do whatever it takes to get over those mental blocks. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the button down below, or tap my face up here. And also, I have a second channel if you want to look at that. I post a bunch of different videos on there, but recently I've been editing and posting travel videos. So I think you guys would enjoy that, so I'll put the link down below, but the channel is just my name, Molly MOOK, and I want you guys to check it out and subscribe, please. So I'll see you guys in the next video on this channel. Bye!